Hi guys, welcome back to the Humble Gamer channel. I'm the Humble Gamer. This is the second leg of my Sodor Santa special. We're going from York to Vicarstown. We've made it as far as Darlington. The weather has closed in. It's 11 o'clock on the day of this virtual journey. We should be leaving Darlington station very, very shortly and heading the 16.7 miles to Barnard's Castle, which should take about 35-36 minutes. It's going to be slower, this one, because obviously this is not necessarily mainline work. In reality, the Uni South Africa and an A4 class would probably not really travel on this particular bit of route, but we're doing a rail tour, so we're extending imagination a little bit. Plus we're going to Sodor, so we have to really stretch imagination. So, you know, let's be fair here. Us travelling on a slightly unusual route is not the biggest problem. So, either way, it's 11:01. Let's make a move. As we leave Banktop platform, we shall be travelling through from Banktop platform, which is where we are. We should be going through North Road, past Merrybent Junction, to Pierce Bridge, past Fawcett Junction, through Gainford and Winston and Broomielaw to Barnard's Castle. Yes, this is most definitely not a traditional route for an A4, but like we said, we're doing a rail tour, so how am I speeding? I've stopped putting any power in. You see, this is the thing, they're built for speed, they're greyhounds, they just sort of roll nicely, which is good to see, and it means that driving them can be a little bit easier at times. But yes, so here we are as we exit Darlington. We moved across to platform 4 in the end rather than platform 1 because reasons. So I think if anyone from the TrainSim, from the people that make TrainSim, if there's any way of making it so that when you're doing a quick drive, you can choose the platform. Because for most stations it doesn't make a massive amount of difference. Obviously for some of them it does, and there's only, you know, bay platforms and stuff like that. But that's a side note. That's not important. But yes, so this is the shortest leg of our journey at just the 16 miles. It should also be the quickest. So tonight's video will be a bit shorter than tomorrow night. We'll come back, not tomorrow night because that will be Wednesday. It'll be Thursday night because that's the day after Wednesday. So on Christmas Eve we should reach T-Bay, and then on Christmas Day, or whenever else you choose to watch these, we should be arriving in Vicarstown on the island of Sodor, as I rather drastically knock myself back because we're going at 34 through a 25. Again, not the end of the world. Usually there's some tolerances with these things, and it's not a career scenario. Like I was saying at the end of the last video, I think I will be starting to do some more playlists and some more time on TrainSim where it's less workshop routes. Not that I'll be doing less workshop routes, but the time I spend on TrainSim might actually end up being a bit more to do with doing career mode and actual scenarios rather than strictly just doing let's do quick drives. Because one thing I've liked about this is the difference in weather. Because like I said in the last video, all you tend to see from me is nice summer's day, dry, bright sunshine, early morning, railway action, as opposed to what is probably more realistic, which is the day-to-day, which is it'd be drizzly. It'd be it could snow occasionally. I think we might get some snow on our next leg as we head to T-Bay, as we make our way through North Road platform. I think some of this, unusually, is going to be single track. So that'll be, this is definitely a rail tour, definitely taking specific routes to wind our way across the country. This probably isn't the route you'd take you'd go. How would you actually get? How would you get from York to Sodor? There's one to sign off on. There's one to sort of sound off on in the comments. In reality, bearing in mind that Sodor is just next to Barrow, what route would you take from York to get to Sodor if you were doing an actual express with big locomotives, you know, big diesels or whatever? What route would you take? Not the Class 8. It is the green Class 8. I'll take a sit in. Oh, hello. Unpausing. Problem with two screens. Take a sit in its cab as we watch South Africa move its way onto the branch line. And there she goes on her last journey. Similar to how it was in real life. Although her last journey was not to Sodor. Disappointing, really. I think they could have organised it. Yes, so 15 miles away from Barnard's Castle. So we should be there in about half an hour from this point. But yeah, other than that, bear with me just so I can set up my screens. There we go, just so I can see that everything's recording properly and as it should be. But yeah, no, this has been a good little adventure so far as we go past. This is the wagon works, I believe, isn't it, next to me? It is. It's Faverdale Wagon Works. A few wagon trains in there, getting ready to be dealt with, as we can now push ourselves to the mammoth testing speed for an A4 of 45 miles an hour. The A4s, remembering, Mallard holds the record for the steam speed world record at 126 miles an hour and change. So yeah, it's time I think it's time we started to push a little bit towards the 45 mph. It's not going to push the locomotive at all. These things were built for genuine speed. So this is like Mo Farah going out for a jog. So I'm just looking at our two young rabbits. They're both under a year old. The rabbits I alluded to in the first video. If you haven't watched that yet, first of all, why not? Second of all, go watch it. We are now approaching 45 mph. I'm going to pass Meribent Junction, so there you go, just close off the regulator fully and let her coast. If you don't have rabbits and want a new pet, recommend, highly recommend. Get 2 of them, because they are supposed to live in pairs. We're having them as house rabbits. Again, I'd recommend house rabbiting. It's a bit extra work because you have to clean your house as opposed to just a hutch, but the rabbits are nice and warm and you get some extra company in the house. So right, we're now approaching Meribent Junction. By the way, for those of you, obviously when I do a lot of these journeys, I don't have the auto fireman on, I fire them myself. If you're wondering why some weird stuff's going on with the fire and the water, it's because I do have the auto fireman on for this sort of stuff, because I just want to drive. Just want to focus on driving. If that lessens my appeal as a YouTuber, then fair play. You know, I'm not gonna complain. I'm hoping next year, because obviously this year we're doing the Santa Special to Sodor, I hope we can do a Santa Special across Sodor with a guest loco that isn't normally rostered there. Don't know what it'll be, something will come out, I'm sure. Or maybe do Sodor to London or something. Because that'd be a fun journey. Oh, that'd be a lengthy one. I think I've got the routes to do that. I think I've probably... There's a bit between Barrow and Sheffield. But I reckon I could probably do it. But leave that with me. We've got 12 months. Incidentally, I'm also going to be extending on Sodor. I'm going to be extending because at the moment it just goes Barrow. You'll see. So Barrow, and then there's this little spur of track. I'm going to be extending that to a sort of semi-realistic extent towards, well, southeastwards towards the main line, towards actually where part of the track we will go over this year, but I haven't had time to do that, so there's tolerances here. You're going to have to bear with me a little bit on some of the transitions, but I know you guys and girls that watch this channel, I know that you are fair-minded and have an imagination about you. That's Fawcett Junction when it goes down to single track before we reach Barnard's Castle. And we've got a way to go that, 11 and 3/4 miles, so again some fairly flat scenery, but of course it's winter, so and that was it. I'll tell you what we're going to do for the first time, which we haven't done. Let's sit inside the carriages. That is an A4. Don't know specifically which one. Let's sit inside the first class compartment. Oh, we're coming up to Piercebridge Station. Just over half a mile away. Our first point of real interest on this second leg. Oh, they've both flopped. And then, yeah, there's a few more little stations, and then, yeah, Barnard's Castle, and then we're on to a bit more mainliney, although it is West Coast mainliney, which is, again, decidedly not where you would see Union of South Africa in her heyday. This has been a lot of fun. This has been a lot of fun, and it's going to continue to be fun as we go through Piercebridge, through the platforms, and now past the yard. Proper NER interloper here. I know so far weird NT's down that way. This doesn't quite class as interloping yet. Where's my bubble gum? There we are, thank you. Now you can definitely tell that I'm a Christmassy engine driver. We've not seen any traffic on this, and I don't think we're going to either. Bit of a shame, mind just because of the single track section, isn't it? So what is it, Winston next we go through? Oh no, Gainford first. Oh, there we go single track. Yeah, Fawcett Junction, and then it's single track, and then did it go double track? No, it's single track all the way until Broomielaw. Right, so we're now heading towards Fawcett Junction. Yes, we're definitely starting to get a bit of snowy weather, I think. I'm really into it. Just let me live with the realism, all right? So yeah, and I found out TrainSim only does every half hour, so it'll be midday when we leave Barnard Castle to make our way to T-Bay. Yeah, I love the fact that you can do this. So that's why I did. That's why when I did the Grand Adventure, when I did things like Journey 80 around the world in 18 game days. You can join video games up now, and you can realistically, without too much genuine bodging, you can properly link video games together to make long play games. You know, and it's really good. It's really nice that we can do that, and I'm enjoying it a lot. The fact that we can do that, and I like to experiment with it, and I like to make a point of it, and that's what I'm doing with this. I'm sort of showing off that TrainSim you can now cover quite a lot of certainly Britain without really faking it. As we now cross into the single track section. We're only 8 miles away, so we might as well start making some moves at this point, get ourselves there as quickly as we can. It will be midday before we leave T-Bay anyway. And in between times, I believe my larger pet, the dog, or our larger pet, the dog, needs to go for a word beginning with W that I can't say, just in case he hears me and goes mental. Which he is likely to do. And while it's cute, what is this price? Oh, the rabbits are cuddled properly. That's kind of cute. I'm going to have to get a photo of that. You might see it. This is mainly for me and Charlie though, because that's adorable. Oh, he's licking her ears. I know this is really interesting for you, but trust me. We're going through Gainsford platform here. Have a watch as we go through Gainsford platform. Oh, stop licking her. No, he hasn't. He's woken her up. No. Here we go. As we go flying through Gainsford platform. Well, I say flying, we're going at 45 mph. Possibly even less than that, probably around the 40 mark. 44. So not too bad. And we're only 7.5 miles away from... Oh, that's my bubble. That scared the crap out of me. We're only 7.5 miles away from Barnard Castle. Did I make the Dominic Cummings joke? I don't know. I don't know if he's on the train, and that is the only reference I will make to it. But I do hear there are some fantastic opticians in Barnard's Castle. Pardon me. Yes. Crossing more rivers. I really do. Doing this run, I really do need to do some more. Just treating it as a video game rather than a simulator. Just actually playing it and enjoying the challenges you can do. You know, the career modes and stuff like that. I don't do that enough. I don't actually play this game enough. I spend a lot of time route building. I spend a lot of time doing one-off videos for you guys, but I don't actually play this video game enough as a video game. Now we are approaching Winston on a 1 in 75, which shouldn't be too taxing for the aim4. It's got a bit of power behind it. 8p and 6f, you know. So a decent amount of pulling power. Built for speed, so parcels traffic when they did use it on goods, which they did use it. They did use these on freight services towards the end of the 60s. But then they had to use them for something, and they were trying the whole point of replacing steam with diesels, so it made more sense to put the diesels, the nice new clean shiny diesels on the... From a business point of view it made more sense. I'm not saying I agree with everything they did, but I can at least see the logic of it. Oh, excuse me. At least that wasn't straight down the microphone this time nowadays. Oh. Hey, Winston. Oh, it's a split platform. I do enjoy split platform stations. There we go, through Winston. This is definitely branch line. This is not A4 territory at all. Oh well. It's for Christmas. It's Santa travelling on the railways. It's a Santa special. We can enjoy ourselves and bend the laws of physics a little bit. 12 minutes away, just over 5 miles away. Yeah, so we're making good progress actually. All 1 in 75 again. So let's put some power through these wheels, shall we? Let's get another enthusiast style shot. Nice. Nice. Oh, excuse me for yawning. I'm not used to recording. I haven't recorded in a while. Well, I say a while. About a week. Until I started doing these 4 videos. And now we're speeding, but there's the breadth. There's the... Oh, it's not the top of the hill. Only 4.5 miles away. Or 10 minutes. Depending on which way you want to look at it. So, yeah, it's going to be... I'm excited to do the next bit to T-Bay, because that's going to give us a chance to properly open the taps of this loco. Properly give it some beans. Because at the moment we're sort of... we did get up to, what, 114 on our way to Darlington from York, so we've done some speed. But it's quite nice that I genuinely am thrilled that you can link these routes together now. And it's not just like we've got to here and then we had to take a car journey. No, we stopped at Darlington. We've now left Darlington to go to Barnard's Castle, and we should be starting again at Barnard's Castle on another route. So it's genuinely awesome. It's really, really good. But, I can also do York to Glasgow, or with various routes, Glasgow to Cardiff. That I've got, so it's a lot of fun. I can obviously do Sodor to various bits of the UK, Sodor to Glasgow, although that would take a lot more building from my end. That would take a lot more building from my end. Although I suppose I could come through the same way I'm going to Sodor, now get to T-Bay and then curve up to head towards Carlisle and go settle to Carlisle and then Carlisle to... Oh, I might have to do that. Actually, yeah, let's do a series of Sodor excursions. So, if you can name a large city in England or Britain that is connected to that is built in Train Simulator. I'd love to go from, but I shall, I'd love to go from, I don't know, actually most of the biggest cities are in Train Simulator. Anyway, the point is, if you name me a few towns and cities that you want to see me travel to Sodor from, and I shall do them. I shall do it as best I can. There are going to be limitations in places. But I shall do what I can, and yeah, let me know, and like I said, I'll see if we can do a whole series of travelling to Sodor from various bits, and see how successful it is, how possible it is. Just under 2.5 miles to go. We're coming into Mícheál platform now, which I shall jump ahead to. Here is Mícheál, which is used. I've used it on Sodor, as I have a lot of these assets. Take a view from the bridge, I think. Here she goes. There we go, onto the double track section. And we are now, I would guess we're within 2 miles of Barnard's Castle now, so it's probably time I started slowing in general. Yeah, 1.8 miles away to Barnard's Castle. As we enter the double track section. And yeah, we can start slowing now, because once we get to Barnard's Castle, I should be taking a short break from recording. You won't see another video until Thursday anyway, which will be Christmas Eve. And then we shall reach Sodor on Christmas Day. But yes, I have housey stuff to do. But no, this has been a lot of fun, and I'm glad. I'm just amazed that we can do this, legitimately do it as well. Like I said, there are things we can. There are tolerances. I don't have 100% of the track, but I reckon I've got 80%, 90% of the track. But yeah, no, I'm looking very much forward to the next 2 sections as well. And there is Barnard's Castle on the oh, itchy. Also be nice to get these hats off. They're lovely hats, but wearing them both together was both a genius idea and a very dumb idea at the same time. Probably time for me to turn the light on. No, I'll leave this video as it is, and then I'll turn the light on when I get back. Or I could just open the curtains. Oh, we've got a couple of flopping rabbits. So we are now coming into Barnard's Castle, just over half a mile away, pardon me. So I'm now going to have to, as is traditional, I'm going to actually have to drive and concentrate on the driving side of things. Let's open those taps up. Yeah, they are open good. Just make sure they are, that'll blast a bit of water out. And now we need to slow to 20, because the last thing I want to do is actually crash. I don't actually want to crash. I've been a bit gung-ho, but I don't want to, because that would break the immersion of the videos, and it would also, you know, it would be a bad thing to do. I don't want to crash in South Africa. The whole point of doing this is because that she's not going to run on the main line for the foreseeable future, and I wanted to not only give you guys a good set of Christmas videos, but also to give her a good send-off digitally. So with that, there was someone at the door. Well, there was a knock at the door. The person at the door seems to have disappeared. But either way, we're arriving into Barnard's Castle now, and this will be where we take a break here, because Loco needs refueling, and it's from here we shall be making our way to T-Bay in the next video, which you will see on Christmas Eve. So that'll be on Thursday. And then the next video you will see will be on Friday, on Christmas Day, which will be when we actually get Sodor. So thank you ever so much for watching. If you are enjoying what you're seeing, please like and subscribe. Check out the game in the description below. Check out also my Sodor snippets playlist in the description below. Check out my TrainSim workshop stuff in the description below. Check out the annotations on the screen you're about to see. Thank you ever so much for watching. I was me, and that was leg 2 of our Sodor Santa special. I shall see you in the next episode, which will be from Barnard's Castle to T-Bay. See you very soon, guys. Goodbye.
I haven't got any baby oil left. That is not a sentence I thought I'd say when I woke up this morning. Use Martini with the bartender. Look, I made this! I made it! I made this! I made this! Say, do you live around here? Is it alright if I stay at your place for a while? I'd really appreciate it. It'll only be a couple of nights. Couple of nights! Oh, very happy on birthday to me! To me!